So our fight doesn't end when Donald Trump is gone. It only is just beginning when he's gone. That's the first battle, but we have a much longer war that we have to fight. And know this, they will come for all of us eventually. Renee Good, Alex Preddy, they had white skin, they had privilege, and it did not save them. If you are a man, it will not save you. If you have white skin like them, it will not save you. We won't be first, but they will come for us eventually. Donald Trump demands our compliance. Stephen Miller demands our obedience. J.D. Vance is in the background laughing about all of it. They, behind them, the billionaires are also watching. They won't be satisfied until not only do they have all the money and all the power, but until we place ourselves with them in thought, in speech, in action. They will allow no dissent. They will tolerate no disagreement. They will come for anyone who stands up against them, no matter how small, no matter if you're armed with a cell phone, if you're standing on a street corner, they will eventually come for you. So we are gathered here today, right now, to say that we will not be with them. We will not be with them. We will not obey. We will not comply. And we certainly will not clap. The heroes of the Battle of Minnesota have shown us all what is required of all of us in this moment in time. We are going to fight for our democracy until hell freezes over. And then we will fight them on the ice. And then we will make sure that no ICE agent ever knows another moment's peace. Numbers grow every day, every protest, every atrocity they commit adds another person to our cause. Look around at all these people out here in Lower Camden County today who didn't know that we all existed 6 hours ago. One day, Donald Trump will be gone. That was not enough applause, come on. One day, Donald Trump will be gone. And one day, we will tell stories of what we did to make sure that America remained a democracy. America and American democracy was born here in Philadelphia and South Jersey, because they're the same place. American democracy was born here in South Jersey and in Philadelphia, and we are damn sure not going to let it die here. We have a couple amazing speakers here with you today. It is my special honor to introduce our first one. He's going to introduce himself. He has come to us to talk about what it is like to be a young person in this time. You look around our crowd, we skew a little older, no offense. Our average age is like room temperature. So we thought we would bring in someone for another perspective. Give it up for Emilio.
Who I am and where they found me, I can't tell you that. I'll get to that later. But before I begin, I do want to ask that you guys give yourselves a round of applause again, because it is amazing to see all of this. Can I get a little bit louder? So my name is Emilio Cordova. From my accent, you can tell I'm not just American, I'm Mexican-American. My parents came from Mexico, and I was born here, thankfully, and I get to enjoy what I like to believe is the greatest country on earth. I'll tell you a little bit about myself. I'm a student at Eastern Regional High School. I just turned 18. I'm the president of the Interact Club. I've only got one B in my life, so I think that's pretty good.
Go for it.
I recently got to go to the state legislature to help pass some of the immigration bills. And just this past month, I had organized the Ice Out protest at my high school. We had about 200 kids come out during lunch, and what I can tell you is that they might not be here today because I know they all have their own obligations, but they are aware and they're ready to fight just like you have been, and this is an inspiration to them. So once again, feel proud of yourself for being here. This is something that is necessary for the survival of our democracy. And all of that is nice and dandy, but I do want to go into a little bit more of a personal topic for me. You know, when someone looks at me and they hear all the accolades I have or anything else, they might think, "Oh, he's such a good kid." And I do like to consider myself a good kid. My parents would probably call me that. But I can definitely tell you that growing up as the son of immigrants in America, it is tough, and you can't see it now. But I have a lot of calluses on my hands, and then if you peel back my sleeves, you might see a couple more scars. Why do I have those scars? Well, self-harm. It's definitely an issue I've suffered with throughout my entire life. My mental health has never been perfect, and I do think that the current rhetoric has definitely inflamed my own issues, but there is one thing that I think is telling, that even though these people hate me, they claim that I'm ruining America or that I'm trying to steal your job. Yeah, I can feel that. I really appreciate that. And one thing I can tell you is that I'm still here. I didn't let them win. I may have scarred my skin. I may have the scar. I still carry the scars with me, but these scars are a testament to the fact that no matter how much they try to divide us, no matter how much they try and pit us against each other, and try and tell us that I'm an issue or you're an issue, they will never win. They will never win. I carry these scars with me every day. I go to school every day with these scars because I know my parents made greater sacrifices than I did. These scars are nothing compared to what they had to go through, what they went through almost 30 years ago. It is something that I will never fathom. So that is why I keep going every day. That is why you should keep going every day. That is why you need to keep fighting. I understand this protest it's a statement. It is. But on a Saturday, that doesn't send a loud enough message. Every day we need to be out in the streets. If you're able to, we need to show them that they will never win. They will never silence us because we are stronger than they do. We have stronger morals. We have a stronger will. We are willing to do the work that they are unwilling to do. They have been given it on a silver platter their entire lives. They were born with it. The billionaires that give them all their money, they can simply just ask for more and more to get what the goals that they want. We have to work for it. We have to go from the ground up, just like our founders did 250 years ago. They fought and bled for a country that allows someone like me to be able to speak to you guys. I don't think that anyone 250 years ago could imagine that an immigrant would be yelling at a bunch of 60-years-olds, telling them to get more involved. But this is the definition of America. This is the definition of the American dream.
USA! USA!
And before I finish, I want to end with a quote from John F. Kennedy. Ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country. Because in this time of need, your country needs you. It needs you so desperately. And you must be willing to fight. You must be willing to show the people that hope to break you down and force you into submission. You have to show them you're not going to be willing to do that. You are strong. I know you all are. You have shown it by being here, but we have to keep going. We can't just stop today. This is a wonderful movement, and I'm so proud to be a part of it, but we are going to win. I can feel it, and we are not going to let them win. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you coming here once again. And let's finish off. Fuck Christ!
All right, our next speaker. Everybody give it up for Emilio. And if you agree with what he said last, there is a QR code going around to get training in ICE rapid response. Make sure you scan it. We have work to do. All right, our next speaker drove a long way to be here today. He is from the mythical land of North Jersey. He hasn't seen this many trees in decades. Give it up for Linden City Councilman, my fellow union organizer, and one of the smartest people I know, Eloy Delgado.
Good afternoon, everyone. So my name is Eloy Delgado, and I do proudly represent the 6th Ward of Linden, New Jersey, all the way up in North Jersey. However, I'm not here today as an elected official. I'm not here with any other title than one as a concerned American citizen, a concerned human being to what's happening to our country. Because to be honest with you, we have entered an authoritarian and fascist regime. From the start of this presidency, Donald Trump and his administration have systematically undermined every single protection of our Constitution, every single article from start to bottom. Executive orders overturning birthright citizenship, money being frozen from various agencies, a power he does not have, getting rid of FBI agents who would not bend the knee and follow his agenda, the complete and utter politicization of our Department of Justice, which is now an agency used to persecute people that are enemies of the regime. This is just an abbreviated list, and it all happened in 2025. But none of that would compare to what occurred at the beginning of this year in 2026. The state of Minnesota was invaded by thousands of ICE and Custom Border agents who systematically violated and destroyed our Bill of Rights. Our very imperfect founding fathers who wrote those imperfect documents did get one thing right from the start. They knew that we can never empower a king. And that is why they created 3 co-equal branches of government. That is why they separated the powers between the branches. That is why they created a court system and gave us, the people, fundamental rights that cannot be taken or defeated. And one of those rights we're exercising right now, the right to gather by thousands, by millions to protest a tyrannical government. In Minnesota, our people were pepper sprayed, beaten, abused, and murdered for exercising their constitutional protected rights. Renee Good and Alex Preddy should be alive and with us today. Were it not for that wannabe dictator, for that two-bit-T-Moo king in the White House. And I ask myself, how many more Americans, how many more human beings have to be murdered before our feckless Congress does their job and impeach and convict this lawless administration? As if invading a state with individuals who did not have background checks, many who have had criminal convictions, many who are members of hate groups, many who want to overthrow our government wasn't enough. And while this government is focused on destroying our democracy, while this government is focused on enriching that billionaire class who harmed our children, because I have not forgotten about the Epstein files, who have done everything in their power to undermine our institutions, who have done everything in their power to create surveillance tools that are now being used to rob us of our rights, of our dignity, of our humanity. What they're not discussing is the poor. What they're not talking about is the working and middle class of this country. What they're not talking about is us, all of us. We are living in a two-tiered economy, with those who have so much continue to get rich on our backs, where the corruption and the manipulation of the stock market continues to enrich their portfolios. How much more money does a billionaire need? And while Elon Musk is on his way of becoming a trillionaire, these corporations and billionaires keep raising the prices of everything that we depend on. Home ownership keeps slipping away from all of us. Affordability, our electric rates keep getting doubled and tripled while they sit behind in those gated communities and everything so figured out. Well, I say no more. Growing up in public housing, I know what it's like to have been poor. I know what it was like to have to work 2 jobs just to get myself through college. But I was lucky. I was fortunate because I still qualified for a TAG grant. I still qualified for a Pell Grant. I still had a government that invested in me and gave me a chance to prove that I could contribute to the American society. And when I graduated college in the midst of the greatest recession since the Great Depression, I searched and searched for employment, and I was fortunate because I was able to get a union job as my first job. I was a proud member of CWA. Any CWA in the crowd? And that was a job that gave me a pension, health benefits, and a paycheck that sustained me. And to all my NJA brothers and sisters, raise up and shout. Ask yourself, why are they trying to destroy our unions? Because unions are the only organizations that stand up for working people every single day. And here's the thing, they are not winning. Courts have ruled against its administration multiple times. Whistleblowers have come forward. Many and many elections have been won, and millions of people have refused to bend the knee. They have come out and they have protested every single day. And while we have suffered horrific losses, and there have been many casualties along the way. What we know is that we were not going to give up.
Hi.
We are not going to surrender. We are not going to go quietly into that night. We're going to keep raising our hands. We're going to keep blowing our whistles. We're going to keep protesting every single day until the wannabe king in the White House is gone, because there will be no kings.
Let's give it up for Eli. When we have to do stuff at work together, I make him do the talking, for obvious reasons. All right,
Hi, everyone
before
who's
we bring up our
watching.
next speaker, you all
Follow
are
on
too
Instagram,
quiet.
Threads, Blue Sky, and subscribe on
How do you
YouTube.
all feel about ice? Raise your voices with me. Ice out! 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 People! Wow, you failed the test. You all get Fs. As a former middle school teacher, I'm failing all of you. When I say people, you say power. People! 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 Our next speaker
Give you a shout out to
is someone I have worked with for a long time. He is a priest, an organizer, an activist, Father Ryan Petzold.
Wow, Berlin, New Jersey has this. So my name is Father Ryan Petzold. I'm an Episcopal priest. I serve congregations right now in Burlington County, but I've been out here before. I've served right down the street before. And I met Adam about 10 years ago. He was hosting one of these for immigration in a small parking lot in Collingswood. And that's where we met back in Trump 1.0. It's a little crazy to think we're still here. We are gathered here, but we know there are people gathered across the country, around the world, in opposition to what is going on here. That while we love watching royal weddings, we don't want any kings in this country. We don't want authoritarians, we don't want dictators. So we're all here in lots of different places, and I'm going to be honest with you now. I'm going to confess that when I looked at some of the No Kings rallies this week, some of them looked a little funky. That when I saw different places were doing merch drops or having selfie stations, it felt like it wasn't really about the cause anymore. It was more about branding, and I voiced this opinion to a few people. And someone came to me and said, well, Ryan, this is the first time we've ever experienced this. It's the first time we've been under oppression like this. And in that sentence, they encapsulated the whole problem. That when you're worried about merch drops and selfie stations, you're centering yourselves. And that's the wrong thing to be doing. Because for much of this country, the people living in this country, this is not the first time people have been under oppression. That's why we as a country have tried to confine Black History to a month, and why this administration would like to do away with it altogether. Because if we look at our history, we will see we have answers from those who've gone before us. We can look at the civil rights movement. We can look at the labor movement. We can see that the solution to these problems, to the chaos around us, is community. Now, right now, Adam's right. They're going to come for all of us eventually, but that's not the situation right now. Right now, certain groups are being targeted, and we even see it in New Jersey. We see LGBT students are being aimed at by school board policies. We see immigrants, whether they are citizens or not, are being targeted across our state and the region and the country. And so it is great to come here, but this is not the final stop. This is not the destination. This is merely a pep rally for what really has to happen. Now, Adam and I are something called Immigration Rapid Response Trainers. We've been doing it out in Burlington County, and so there's going to be one in Berlin on April 23rd. And what that typically means is you show up and you record what's happening, so that if it gets to a court, there's evidence when ICE behaves badly. But I kind of feel like we're past that point. And so fortunately, in the Episcopal Church, you might have seen this a few months ago, we have a bishop, Bishop Hirschfeld, out in New Hampshire. And he was asked to speak at a vigil, and he said, I've done this a lot, and I've said a lot of good things, but we're sort of getting past that point. Everybody who spoke has said great things, and I'm going to say the bad things. The reality is, this moment is changing. Solidarity with those who are vulnerable now means deciding what our risk level is. Like Bishop Hirschfeld went on to say, and we're now at a moment where we might have to put our bodies on the line. As of this week, I am now a member of the NJEA. And the reason the administration fears labor unions and labor groups is because they have institutional memory of what it means to show up for each other. Yeah. We saw that this week in Pemberton, where NJEA members from the whole region flooded a school board meeting that would have privatized paraprofessionals. Labor unions understand solidarity. And we're at this point that when I've worked with NJEA members, when I did a rapid response training for them, I can't think of a group of people more willing to put themselves on the line for kids than teachers and support staff and bus drivers. So this is a great first step. The march, the rally is wonderful. but the work begins tomorrow. Around you are QR codes. Please scan them. Please fill out your name and phone number and email address. You'll be added to the newsletter because there's work happening now. There's community being built now through mutual aid, through Work Rapid Response. There's going to be working groups built up at the next meeting. Be part of that. Don't let today be a one-time thing. We have a choice now more than ever between utter chaos that gets more chaotic by the moment and coming together as a community, standing with those of us who are LGBT, standing up with women for women's rights, standing up with migrants. We must stand together. So remember that this is great, but real change takes working every single day. I'll see you out there.